Hello again and welcome to Jacketed Hollow Points, the channel where we try and make a point about firearms and accessories and expand our knowledge. Today we're going to be doing a basic safety firearms review, and we will also go into conditions of readiness. We'll be using snap caps in this demonstration. Alright, so rule number one is to treat every gun as if it is loaded. Of course, to check that weapon, you would check the mag well, make sure that it is empty. And some people like to press check, which is just pulling back slightly and visually inspecting the chamber. I don't recommend that. That's a good way to get a double feed. To properly inspect the chamber, you would hold your slide back, activate your slide lock, physically inspect the chamber and visually inspect the chamber, not necessarily in that order, and of course clear the chamber at least 3 times. Rule number 2, never aim the barrel at anything you do not want shot. Pretty self-explanatory. Typically I like to keep the barrel pointed down at the ground. That's much safer than having it in an upwards direction, because what goes up does come down. Number 3, keep your finger off of the trigger until you have acquired your target in the sights and are ready to fire. A lot of guns have these little stiplets here specifically for that. And number 4 is know what is in front of and behind your target. Remember, you're dealing with a high velocity projectile, and it is very likely to overpenetrate whatever it is you're shooting at. That's why you always want to know what's beyond your target. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and load up the snap caps here, and we will get into the second part of this video, which is conditions of carry. This weapon is currently in condition 4, which is a completely unloaded weapon. If you don't have snap caps, I highly recommend getting some. They're rather expensive, but they are a useful tool, especially for dry fire practice and for any what's the word I'm looking for? Feed errors, double feeds out of battery, stovepipe jams. It's a good way to practice recovering from those types of errors. Alright, so we have a condition 4 readiness here. It is completely unloaded, nothing in the chamber, the mag well is empty. Condition 3 is simply taking the magazine and placing it in the chamber. This weapon is now condition 3. Now, condition 2 only applies to hammer fire weapons. This being a striker fire weapon, condition 2 does not apply. However, condition 2 would be chambering your round and either decocking or sliding the hammer down, keeping your safety on. That goes on to condition 1. This is currently in condition 1 if we were using live ammo, of course. This is a ready to fire weapon. Of course, since I do not have a safety on this weapon, all I would have to do is squeeze the trigger. Condition 1 for hammer fires is with the hammer back and the safety on. Technically, there's a condition 0 for weapons such as the M1911, any other hammer fire weapons, which would be chamber loaded, or one in the chamber, hammer back, and safety off. that is a ready-to-fire weapon, and I would not recommend it as a way to carry. I typically carry condition 1 at all times with live ammo, uh, even with no safety. As you're all aware, the SD40 does not have an external safety, or I'm sorry, a manual safety, um, but it does have a very, very long pull. Just make sure that is empty. Even though we are using nothing but snap caps, safety is a priority. Give you a demonstration of the trigger pull. There's quite a bit of take up there. Right there's the sweet spot, and the brake is right there. Now the reset. Very long reset. This is also a hinged trigger, which means it will not, if I don't have my finger all the way on there or try to do it too low, it simply will not. And that's to prevent snags from when you're reholstering your weapon, so you don't accidentally fire it. Once again, check, and we're going to dry fire that. And that is the basics of firearm safety and conditions of readiness. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please give us a like and subscribe.